What is going on, YouTube people? Neo Cards and Comics here today. Mail day. That's right. I have a long overdue stack of stuff to go through. This stuff, there is probably 2 months worth of stuff here. So I have still been buying. Like I said, I haven't done a mail day video in a while, but I have still actively been participating and purchasing some cards. Everything here is PC. There is nothing that I purchased here to buy to flip. Some of these are local show items. A chunk of these, most of these are ComC. I got a big batch of stuff in from ComC. Anyone that's followed the channel for a while knows I like to send in all the small nonsense to ComC, sell it, and then buy a few nicer cards a couple times a year to put into the personal collection. That's how I like to kind of turn things over and fire off that ComC. Shout out to ComC. They are a channel partner of the channel. They sponsor the weekly sports card market update every week. So let's go ahead and get into some stuff here, talk about the why and all that jazz. But start off first. Let's go non-sports first. I have a little spree of non-sports, and then we'll get into sports. A lot of these are autos or 90s to early 2000s refractors. As you can see on the desk, we have busted out the Man Ram PC. We got all kind of fun stuff here. A lot of PSA 1090s refractors. Got the super short printed stand and deliver red letters. Got a couple essential credentials. All sorts of fun stuff. So, non-sports first, we have one of my favorite actresses, wife of Josh Allen, little Haley Steinfeld, Kate Bishop Hawkeye auto. Now, I actually have her auto a couple times already as the voice of Spider-Gwen, but I actually didn't. I like the Hawkeye show quite a bit. I like her portrayal of Kate Bishop, and I have a sneaking suspicion she is going to be back in the future and play a pretty big role. And I wanted a Kate Bishop auto, so I snagged this on ComC. I think this was like, I don't remember all the prices on this stuff because some of this stuff dates back for a while. I think this was a couple $100, like $200, $175, something like that. In the non-sports autos, that is a sticker auto, by the way. I don't believe she has any on-card stuff. Leaving Marvel for a minute and going into Sci-fi. My first card from this property, though I adored this TV show. I've had safe searches for autos for this for a while. One popped up on ComC, also from one of my favorite actresses. This one is a Katie Sackhoff on-card auto from Battlestar Galactica. I love, nerd alert, loved Battlestar Galactica when it was on back in the day. Katie Sackhoff was one of my favorite characters from it, and then she obviously goes on to voice Bo-Katan and play Bo-Katan in live action. I have a few of her Star Wars autos, but this was my first Battlestar Galactica auto of anyone, let alone Katie, and this also has some material from her flight suit as well. So a little Starbuck auto there, still sealed in the, I believe this is a Rittenhouse auto, I don't remember, but pick that up. I really want a Edward James Olmos, but they are very, very expensive for him. Next, this was an Instagram purchase. Two Marvel autos. This one was an Instagram purchase. I've been hunting for this card for a while. A good friend of mine knew that I was hunting for it, found one at a show, DM'd me. He picked it up and was like, hey, if you wanted it, yours. We worked out a deal. He sent it to me. I've actually been sitting on this for about a month. The Ian McKellen as Magneto X-Men auto. On card. Nice clean auto. These can really vary a little bit, so you got to be careful when you're looking at these. But had been hunting for one of these for a decent amount of time. I would still like to get one as Gandalf at some point, but I really wanted the Magneto one. I ended up getting this right before it was announced that he was going to appear in Avengers Secret Wars, Doctor Doom, whatever the hell the next big movie is, to reprise his role as Magneto. So I'm glad I got this one locked in. I came so close to winning the Patrick Stewart auto from this set and got outbid at the last minute. I thought I mega bid it, but I did not, and I did not win. I do have a Patrick Stewart auto as Captain Picard, but I would like one of him as Professor Xavier, and there is a nice one of him from this set. So that one is still on the want list to pair up with this. And I also, the Hugh Jackman auto that I have is from this set. And other cool Marvel autos. This is one, he just does not have a ton of autographs, so they do not pop up very often. A lot of them go off card. This one stays on card. This was another Com-C pickup. This one was about $400 or $500. These are pretty pricey. The Ed Norton Bruce Banner Hulk auto from 2008 Rittenhouse. Now, he doesn't even play the Hulk anymore. He obviously got replaced by Mark Ruffalo, but Ed Norton is an amazing actor. Absolutely fantastic. Obviously love him in Rounders and a ton of other stuff. Fight Club. Just a great, great actor. And like I said, he does not have much in the way of licensed, especially on-card autos. So snagged this one in a PSA 9. This was a Com-C pickup, like I said. So happy to add this one into the PC. Still got the piece of paper in the back. Haven't taken it out yet. But just a cool auto of an absolutely fantastic actor. This is one of those ones that, like, I didn't have a saved search for it or anything. It popped up on Com-C auction. And it's one that I've always looked at. And I'm like, if I can run into one for the right price, I'd like to have one. And I did. So I went ahead and snagged it. So we got that one. Let's switch to TCG really quick. Like I said, this is a weird list. Don't worry, a bunch of sports stuff is coming after this next card. It is all sports the rest of the way. As some of you know, I have been chasing some vintage Magic the Gathering, specifically beta, of cards that I really collected as a kid, that I had in decks as a kid and things like that. And a big one, I've only gotten a couple of cards so far, but a really popular one that I recently picked up, Sarah Angel Beta Magic the Gathering in a PSA 7. Great looking card. I'm actually surprised this is a 7. I thought it would be a little bit higher grade. I actually picked this up raw. Or I'm sorry, this was a 9 crack out from Rudy's grading company. But I actually thought this looked pretty decent. PSA gave it a 7, and they also got that little speck right there is dust or dirt or something. You can see it moves around a little bit in there when I tap the slab. So I think at the National this year, I might cross this over to a CGC slab. I haven't decided yet. I think 7's a little low. I don't like that dust is in there. So we are probably going to give that, have CGC take a look at that and see what they do with it. All right, sports. We got four really cool PC cards. Or these are all real PC cards. And then I saved the best for last. All right, football. I do not have any really nice cards of this player. He is a Browns all-time great. This popped up on Com-C, and I said, you know what? I got to have this one. Let's bring this one home. I think I got this for a little under $400. Just taking the tag out so we can see the serial number on it. It is a Joe Thomas 2007 Finest Gold Refractor in a PSA 10. This is numbered out of 50. Great looking card in hand. I don't understand why 90s and early 2000s stuff, the refractors just look better. I've never been able to figure that out. But tell me I'm wrong. I mean, look at that Manny Sterling just shining back there. Or the Masters or the Generation just shining. But really cool card. I did not have a really nice Joe Thomas card, and I had to fix that problem. When I saw this pop up on auction, I was like, oh yeah, we're going for this. So 2007 Finest Joe Thomas rookie gold refractor in a PSA 10. Two just kind of random cards. The next 3 cards I picked up in a lot all together from one dealer. I was at my local show at Hartville about a month ago, and someone had all 3 of these in their case, and I was like, hey, what would you do on a package deal on these? I think I got all 3 of these for like 110. I didn't even check comps. I just said, sure, that sounds good. So here we have a 1996 Bowman's Best Cuts Manny Ramirez refractor in a PSA 8. Really cool die cut. Once again, fantastic shine, as Elite Co 3 likes to say. Just a fantastic looking card. Love the Chief Wahoo logo in the back there. Really, really cool looking card. We have the 2000 Topps Manny Ramirez All Tops refractor in a PSA 9. Once again, just a great looking card. Nice image of him. And then this next one's the really cool one. These are pretty rare. There is not a lot of these on the Pop Report for either Manny or really any player. This is the 2000 Finest Manny Ramirez with Robbie Alomar on the back, the features, but the gold refractor. This is in a PSA 9, and this is one of those ones that have the die cut. Kind of looks like a stamp along the edge, but gorgeous looking card. And very low population on these. My rule of thumb is when I'm looking at 90s stuff, because I'm no expert on 90s inserts. One, when I looked this up, the last one that sold on eBay in any grade was in 2018. And 2, I always check the pop reports of the Griffies, because I know anything Griffey is going to be graded to the moon and back again. And when I don't see a lot of Griffies on the pop report, then I know the card is pretty rare. And even the Griffey, I think, in this was a total of pop 8 in PSA. I think this Ramirez is like a pop 4 in PSA. There are actually a couple PSA 10s. It might be like a pop 6. It's single digits regardless. So this was the big prize out of that Manny Ramirez lot. But just a gorgeous card. Robbie Alomar on the back. Robbie Alomar I know he had his issues off the field and on the field. Was a great player for the Indians, though, back in the day. Put up couple massive seasons and was really good with the Orioles as well and the Blue Jays. But this was obviously a Manny Ramirez purchase. And once again, just a stunning looking card in that gold refractor. Not numbered, just a super short print, I believe, on these. Last but not least, I said I got an iconic card of a Seattle Mariner as a spoiler in my last video. It is not a Griffey, but it's from 2001. And right there should pretty much give it away. Picked up a PSA 9 Bowman Chrome Refractor Ichiro rookie. Once again, a gorgeous looking card. Extremely tough grades on these. The PSA 10 pop report is minuscule. The PSA 9 pop report is in the mid 200s, I believe, on this card. So not a ton of these out there in high-ish grade. And just a stunner of a card. Ichiro, I was lucky enough to see Ichiro play in person and Tony Gwynn play in person. So I got to see 2 of the greatest hitters of probably all time, or, at least top 5 all time in my lifetime. And I wanted the Ichiro. I remember it was Ichiro's rookie year when he came. It was like insane buzz. And I remember he came to Cleveland, and she was my girlfriend at the time, my wife now. We went and sat in right field, right behind Ichiro, and just watched him play that series. And yeah, I think that was the first time I've ever seen him play in person. But gorgeous card from a absolutely insane baseball player. I was reading through his baseball reference the other day after I purchased the card, and you just scroll through some of those seasons, and it was absolutely insane, the numbers that he put up. So I just think this is one of the classic late 90s, early 2000s baseball cards, and wanted one. Popped up on ComC auction and went for it. So that is the mail day. Like I said, this is probably 2 to 3 months worth of stuff between shows and IG deals and eBay and ComC, etc. So that's what I got for you boys and girls. Feel free to sound off down below which ones you like. We have a wide-ranging group, shall we say, from Marvel autos to Battlestar Galactica autos to vintage Magic to iconic refractor rookies. Got it all. That's it. Catch boys and girls on the next one. Peace.